Hello, you catch me in a car. I am waiting for my girlfriend and her daughter to finish shopping. They've been about half an hour now and the end isn't in sight. So I'm a bit bored, as you can tell. I thought I'd take this opportunity to ask you guys once again if you wouldn't mind donating to the Movember campaign. I'm growing this moustache, which is coming along quite well, as you can see, for the Movember campaign, which is a campaign that raises funds to contribute towards research into prostate cancer, testicular cancer, anything to do with men's health, including mental illness and things like that. I've raised around about £80 so far. Thank you guys who have who have donated so far. Much appreciated. But I know there's a few more of you out there. So if you have got the odd £1 or £5 or a little bit of money to donate to myself for this campaign, I would be very grateful. I've got a real big throat in my throat. Bear with me. Sorry about that, I had a little bit of a coughing fit there. Yeah, that's what being bored does to you, obviously. I lost my train of thought. Yes, please donate to the Movember campaign. The link is down below, and if you follow that link, you'll be able to see everything that Movember does. If you got just a couple of quid, you know, £5, something like that, that'll be much appreciated. Right, well, hopefully I'm going to get home soon. But for you guys, it's time to watch this latest video. Hello and welcome to the next in this advanced TIE fighter build. I know that in the last video we barely got it out of the box. There will be more making in this video, I promise you that. I just wanted to show off the box again. It's very gorgeous. Look at him in his eyeball. Yeah, I'm very excited to get started on this build. So I'm going to stop waffling and I'm going to start right now. Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about is how I've painted all the parts in this set with the blanket colour of this here. I've shown you it before in other videos. It is the TS32 Tamiya paint, and it looks greyer on the lid than it actually comes out. It actually comes out bluer in real life, which I quite like. Just to give you some comparison, this is the colour that the pieces came in before, so it was very much a lighter grey. And this is the colour we have now, which is a nice blue with a very nice shine hue here. More of a TIE Fighter-esque colour. And if I match it with a piece of a TIE Fighter I already have, it's actually slightly bluer than this. But I don't mind that as much, as the advanced TIE Fighter was always going to be a different colour. The reason that the wings are off this TIE Fighter is because I had to take them off for moving purposes. Okay, so just to let you know that I did have a whole video filmed, or so I thought, of spray painting these parts, but as is the nature of these things, sometimes it does go a bit off, and I lost all that footage. So just so you know, this isn't the original colour of the pieces. This has been sprayed by the TS32 colour by Tamiya. Now that that's out the way, let's get started on what we're going to look at in this video. Okay, like the X-Wing build that I uploaded earlier, I'm going to start with the pilot for this advanced TIE fighter. The pilot, of course, being Darth Vader. Now, the thing is with Darth Vader is that he's all black. I personally don't like the depiction of him with red eyes. I think that takes away, and it kind of, to me, it shows that they were like colour lenses, not quite black. And it's a faux pas of the costume rather than the look of Darth Vader. So to differentiate between kind of the different kinds of black that he has, apart from there'll be grey stripes on this kind of chest plate here and the lights on his voice box / breathing apparatus here, the only difference between the blacks will be the matte and the gloss. So the helmet obviously will be glossy. The chest piece is glossy. The rest of it is matte, apart from the boots and the gloves. Offhand, I can't remember whether the cape is glossy or not. I can't remember off the top of my head, but it doesn't matter for now, because obviously first thing we need to do is paint him. No, that's a lie. The first thing we need to do is stick him together. So I'm just going to put the paint aside just for now. Get my trusty glue, and there's only 2 pegs to connect him. Well, 2 holes there, and then a peg there and a peg there. But I'm going to put a bit more glue on just to make sure he's nice and secure, just around the edges here. Try not to go over too much, because as I'm sure you know now, the Loctite glue's quite glossy, and I don't know whether his cape is glossy yet. So, there we go, that's the best way to show it. Very simply push it in there, like so. It does leave a rim, a gap between the 2 pieces, which is a tad annoying. Maybe some thicker paint there. Actually, you might not see it because it's a dark rim, and maybe with black paint you won't see it as much. But just gonna push this in off camera, then be right back. There we go. Sorry about that. I just wanted to make sure I really pushed it in to get rid of this crease as much as I could. And that is the best I can do. You can tell that it's not modern day moulding by any standards, because the pieces aren't perfect. And also you get this kind of moulding flap just there, which I will take off like that. So yeah, by today's standards, a bit sloppy you might say, but it's an original, so I'm going to give that a pass. And there he is sitting down, and actually doesn't look as bad as I thought it would when the 2 pieces were separate. I suppose if you wanted to, you could fill that in with some wax, not wax, what am I thinking of? This stuff. I'll just get it out, just show you this stuff. Clay, that's it, modelling clay, to give him a bit of weight. I might actually do that, just to give him some weight to him. It's not essential though, so I'll probably leave it. And if I do it, I'll do it later. Right, I'm waffling. Get rid of the glue, onto the paint. So I'm going to be very liberal with the paint. Is that the word? I'm going to use a lot of paint. Look at me trying to be fancy. I'll just stick to that. If I can find the right paint there. There we go. I found one. So very thick brush, and I'm just using black. I'm just going to smother it on just to start. And already, I'm just going to take a pause here, you can see that he looks so much better just in his natural black. Really, really does help. And you can't really see the seam as much either. Now, obviously, it's glossy looking at the moment because the paint's wet, but this black paint will dry, and I do have a gloss covering for the glossy parts to make them glossy. I've got to stop saying gloss. Right, so I'm just going to disappear for a moment, finish painting them up, finish putting the glossy parts on, and then I'll be right back with you. And here he is, all finished. Now the first thing you may say is, well, there's not that much difference between the gloss and the matte. There is a bit, but not much. That is correct. I did just gloss the boots, the gloves and the helmet, but the rest of him looked really, really bad. So I did cover it with a matte gloss, but it's a little too shiny in places, a bit more shiny than I'd like. But you still get that effect if you look at the back. You've got the gloss hat there, and then the matte cape with a few little splotches of gloss, which I might just paint over again actually, see if that gets rid of it. But the boots came out well, and the gloves, and I'm very happy with the helmet itself, although you can't really see the features because it is so dark. Yes, I'm definitely going to touch up the back of Mr. Vader there. So that is Mr. Vader next to a graveyard, what looks like, of TIE fighters. Now that he's done, it's time to move on to the next part. Okay then, looking at the cockpit, I'll just quickly show you the pieces you will need. The back of the cockpit is this piece here, with these interesting shapes like that. You then get the sides of the cockpits, which the cockpit I should say, which are these instrument panels here, which I will be painting up, but more on that in just a moment. the floor of the cockpit, which is this very nice grille here, which I think again I might be painting flat black and actually leave it flat this time. And then we also get what is the front of the cockpit. So we've got this piece here with again nice instruments, things like that, and it is blank on this side to make way for this piece here. So what you would do is you would poly cement that in like so, so that through the window of the TIE Fighter you'd see that bit there, and that is the interior with this little gap here for the control lever, which just would fit in there like so. And I didn't paint this as well, you can see the kind of the colour difference, and I can't actually get it into the hole either. There we go. So that's what it would look like, something like that, and then the floor would go into that bit there and what have you. But I'll show you all that in a little moment. I'm just going to go add some detail, add some painting to these parts, and after I've done that I'll be right back with you. And here are the pieces all painted. Now before I show you the pieces individually, I just want to throw up a picture here, which is what inspired me on the colour scheme. I really love the colours in this picture, and so I mimicked it. I copied it for the interior of the cockpit. Now I know we're not going to get to see the cockpit when it's all put together, the interior anyway, but I just wanted to spend a little bit of time on it because I know it's there, and it's actually come out really very well. To start off with the bottom, I'll just show you the grating. Plain black with just a little bit of silver weathering just for effect. That's all to say on that really. The back is where I really use the colour scheme. I've got the purples going around the outside and then the bright reds here. I've used the same matte and gloss technique as I did with Vader. I wanted the red to really shine like it was lights, and I think that came out pretty well. Just the sides of the cockpit using the same colour scheme with the gloss over the red and the matte purple, and just throw them up one at a time. A little bit of silver weathering there as well. Not the neatest paintwork in the world, but I'm happy with it, and it does look really good. Just to throw up here the little steering wheel. It's not a steering wheel because that's ridiculous. Bright red lights here with blue navigational part, and the rest of it black. And then the interior of the cockpit here. Again, purples and reds with silver weathering. I'm really happy with how they came out. And then on the front, the part you will see is a lot of silver weathering, which came out gorgeously. I do love how this looks. I really do. I just bought the Tamiya Weathering Master set, number 3 this is, with the rust, the gunmetal and the silver. That silver is fantastic. That's what I used here. And I just thought I'd throw some red lights here for the cockpit. I'll see what that looks like when it's all put together. I might take it apart and paint it over black. I don't think it'll be too much of a problem. Also notice that I stuck this piece onto this piece off camera. That's because I wanted to test out the new glue. Now I know I stuck Darth Vader down with this stuff. This is not ideal for this kind of model build set. You know what I'm trying to say. What you need is more poly cement, which you get with kind of any Airfix model, things like that. I've got a bit here. So I'm going to use this to stick all this together, along with Mr. Vader himself. Oh, actually, without blowing my own trumpet, look how good those lights came out. The green and the red there. Very happy with that. Yes, I'm going to put all these together with this glue, and then I'll be right back with you. And here he is, all done. Now I've had to turn the light on my camera just so you can actually see him, because it is very dark in here. I think it actually came out looking really nice. Little self-contained pod. The lighting and the effect that I was going for has worked, so I'm very happy with that. As you can see, the control panel there, all the purples and the reds. Yes. And actually, now that he's in the cockpit, the gloss of the helmet and the gloves really do stand out to the matte of the cape. So actually, it's come out looking very good, I think. I'm just going to pop the light off just a second. There we go there, and I did move the camera, sorry about that, so that transition wasn't as smooth as one would hope from a editor. But there we go. Now, I just want to talk very quickly about the old scaling issue. As you can see, he is quite a lot larger than his TIE Fighter counterpart. If you just open up here, oh, you really can't see the figure. But yeah, there's no way he would fit in that. It makes it look like the figure in here, the little TIE fighter pilot, like a little babby in comparison. So scaling is a little off for the TIE fighters and indeed for the Falcon. So yes, he would look massive in the Millennium Falcon cockpit, as indeed he would with the X-Wing. Luke Skywalker looks so tiny. Luke, I am your father. I know, Daddy. Do you know what I mean? The sizing and the scaling really is off for this guy, which I'm a little disappointed about. I really thought that the scaling would be a little bit better than it actually is. So yeah, a little bit annoying, but I'm not going to give up on this model because it is fantastic, and like I say, it's one of the original ones, and I'm really happy with how that cockpit came out. It is a bit of a shame that I didn't paint the sides here for the effect of the video. It really doesn't matter though. If I just get the bottom of the advanced tie here and plop it in like he would be, you'll see that these parts here, it doesn't really matter that they're not painted because they will be covered up. And again, the scaling a little off. If I just get the window actually and put it in here, sort of, it is a lot bigger. Is this going to pose a problem? I can't tell yet. I'll have to let you know when the wings are on this thing and when this guy's all finished. I don't know. I really don't know how it's going to come out. I think it's actually meant to be slightly smaller in the film. Yeah, we'll see. We will see. Maybe I'll just have him a long distance away for photos and for the diorama and stuff. But yes, there is Darth Vader in his pod, which symbolises the end of this video. Kind of reminds me of the part in Empire when he's putting the helmet on and he's praying to the Emperor. What is my bidding, your master? My little Darth Vader impression there. And indeed the wrong quote. So I can tell that it is time to finish this video at this point. Thank you very much for watching. Please donate to Movember. I know I keep going on about it this month, but I've only got a month to go on about it. And it's for charity, so actually I don't really care because I will keep preaching about charity for as long as I can. So that's a mature end to the video. No, please, if you can, donate. And if you like this video and any of my other videos, please subscribe for up-to-date updates. Does that make sense? Prompt updates, I think I would say. I really am waffling. I'm going to leave it there. Take care. Bye-bye.